Imagine a judge facing a case that could change history. There is no clear answer in the law, emotions are running high, and the decision will mean the difference between life and death. How should they decide? Should they strictly follow the rules or seek a more just solution? Hi, I'm Cecilia Gomez, and today we're going to analyze the case of Roper v. Simons. According to the philosopher Ronald Dworkin, a judge is not just a machine that applies rules but an interpreter of the law. In difficult cases like Roper v. Simons, where a 17-year-old faced the death penalty, the judge must go beyond written laws. They must consider not only what the rules say, but also the moral and justice principles that shape our legal system. In this case, the law allowed the death penalty, but was it the right decision? The Supreme Court ruled that executing minors was unconstitutional because society had evolved and young offenders lacked the maturity of adults. This decision was not based on a simple rule, but on interpreting the law in the best possible way, just as Dworkin suggests. This is the case of Roper v. Simons. Today, we discuss whether a minor, in this case Christopher Simons, should be sentenced to a death for a heinous crime. The court must decide based on legal and moral principles if the death penalty for minors is a just sentence. In 1993, Christopher Simons, a 17-year-old, along with two accomplices, kidnapped Shirley Crook, a 46-year-old woman, tied her up, and threw her from a bridge into a river, causing her death by drowning. Simons confessed to the crime, but his defense argues that due to his age, he should not receive the death penalty. The original court in Missouri sentenced Simons to death based on state law, which allowed the death penalty for minors 16 years or older. And despite an appeal from his defense, the sentence was upheld. However, the Missouri Supreme Court reviewed the case and ruled that applying the death penalty to a minor violated the 8th Amendment of the U.S. Constitution, which prohibits cruel and unusual punishment. The court overturned the death sentence and replaced it with life imprisonment without the possibility of parole. Okay, so the central issue in this case is whether it is constitutional to apply the death penalty to a minor. Legally, we must consider if such a punishment is excessive for someone who is still developing. Morally, we must ask ourselves if a young person like Simons should be treated like the same as an adult when facing the most extreme consequences. In 2005, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled that the death penalty for minors under 18 is unconstitutional. The court, in a 5-4 vote, determined that minors should not face such extreme punishment due to their reduced judgment capacity and ongoing emotional and psychological development. If I were the judge in this case, I would agree with the US Supreme Court's decision, because scientific studies show that teenagers do not have the same maturity as adults, so applying this death penalty to a minor will not be fair or appropriate. So the justice system should be more compassionate with young offenders in such cases. This case teaches the importance of reflecting on justice, not just based on the law, but also on human values. So what do you think? Should minors receive the same punishment as adults? I invite you to reflect and share your opinions.